Hello everyone, I'm going to do a simple pour today using these two little pots, which are actually paw prints. I think they're so cute. We're going to do something simple, but maybe a little extra. We'll see how they turn out. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. And if you're new here, thank you for coming. I hope you join us. Before I just mix up resin and pour these little containers, I want to do some mica powders on the paws themselves. So we're going to do that, and I'm also going to be adding my resin scraps. Now I save almost everything when I clean up my resin pieces. But there's more than just resin. There's, I've got sequins. I've got pieces of ribbon. There's even broken rubber bands in here. Can you believe it? Yes. Well, maybe not, but you can call me crazy, but it's very colorful. So we're going to put this in the base and the lid of these molds with clear resin. But I had trouble deciding on what color I wanted to use for the paws themselves. So I thought, well, there's quite a bit of pink in there. There's quite a bit of blue in there, which blue is my favorite color. And I just wanted these to stand out a little bit. So let's get started. I just have some mica powders here. These are apparently chameleons, but they're from Temu. I did have them labeled, but that's wore off quite a bit. This says blue, purple, red. This one says red, orange, and yellow. So I'm just going to take a little micro brush here and go ahead, color these in. They're rather deep, these little prints are, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? You know, typically a person would use black resin when you're using chameleon powders or flakes, but I'm just going to go clear. And with the clear, we're going to pick up a lot of those little extra pieces, and the clear pieces will probably disappear. So it'll be interesting as to how these actually turn out. I'm just going to go right up to the rim of these little pads here, and I'll fast forward because this will take me a minute. And you know, you really don't need a lot of micas. They last quite a long time. So I just take a little bit on my brush, and if I get over the lines, just take some strapping tape or packaging tape and clean those edges off. But don't throw that tape away, because I think if you've seen some other videos I've shown you, and I don't have any here, do I? Here's one. When I clean up my micas, there's that tape that I used to clean the mica powders off the edges, and well, that's not very good. But there's some pretty shiny things in there, and we can use this for jewelry later on. I do have a video out on that, so I will list it in the descriptions. Let's just start with the blue here. It's not very dark, but it will give us some color to break up or pick up whatever blue is in the resin scraps. So, like I said, I use this sparingly. You don't have to put a lot in there. So let me go ahead and get this done. That's pretty. Is it going to change colors? A little bit. I see the purple in there, but it's not going to be too pronounced, I don't think. We'll see. This mold takes the mica fairly well. This is from Temu. I went on a complete Temu what do I want to say? I went out of my mind with Temu for a while there. And I've got some really cool molds, but I need to quit. And I have plenty to do, plenty to keep me occupied. Let me get right up to that rim in there, that pad. Oops, I've gone over the sides a little bit. Just get a little more blue in there. Okay, I love this color. It's going to be gorgeous. So let me go ahead and finish these. Get the pink on. And I'll be back with you shortly. Well, I was able to get the pink. Well, I think it's pink, but look at that. Pink to gold. It's very pretty. Very pretty indeed. So I hope this will pick up more of the pink out of our container of scraps. Now, if you use your tape to try to get most of your mica out, you're not going to get it all. Not going to get it all. So I just use a little isopropyl alcohol. Let me get that in a little container here. And a cotton swab. And just try to go around the edges. Get most of that off. Get what you can. It'll show up. But if you want to get most of it out. You know, I think the nice thing about these molds, you can do any mold. You can do any color you'd like with these. I think be very, very cute. I was going to look and see if I had any smaller molds that have to do with dogs and cats. And I do have some, I believe, for name tags. But then I also have a tiny, tiny set of paws like this big for earrings. And I've already got resin in those curing. So we'll have to see what they look like when they're done. I've missed some blue. Let me just get in there again. I've missed some blue edges here. So just a little bit here. On that edge, I don't want it to show up where there's a gap where you're missing it. I think I did get that one pretty much good to go as I keep fuddling. Okay, let me finish cleaning that little bit up and I will go and meet you in my back porch. That's where I pour the resin. And I'm thinking, I'm sure this, just the lid itself, this pad, as deep as it is, this is, I think, at least going to be 2 ounces. But with our, our scraps inside, it'll be more of a filler. So I think I'll make, just to be safe, 2 for each top, and then looking at the mold here, well, let's see, if we got 2 for, I might get away with 8, but I'm going to go ahead and mix 10 ounces, I think, just to be on the safe side, and I have some little molds in there to use if we have extra resin. So I'll meet you in the resin room. Okay, I'm back. I didn't go through the process of mixing my resin, but if you'd like me to do that, just let me know and I gladly will. So I've mixed up the 10 ounces of my Let's Resin, 1-to-1 part resin. And I'm not worried about this being a deep mold with a deep pour because I've been pretty successful with this molding, 2-inch depths. It's cured very well for me. However, if this was a solid mold where the whole thing would be resin, I would probably use my Let's Resin deep pour. But for now, I'm going to just take a little bit out of this container. It's a bit bubbly, and I'm going to put it, part of it, in a different container, because once we get the resin scraps in, they're most likely going to sink to the bottom. And for the lids, I'm not worried about that. I just want to put some aside for when we do the actual jar part itself. Pretty bubbly. I did not warm it up. I'm not too concerned, but let's go ahead and see what we have in here. All kinds of things. Now I could use my gloves, but I would probably get, it's sticking to my hands because of the resin that's probably on my gloves, but let's just take a few spoonfuls. Look at those pieces. See what we get. I've got some curly pieces, and those are from edging with the deburring machine. That's all right. They'll disappear probably. Let's just do a little bit more. Whatever's left we'll put in the other parts. So let's give this a stir. Get that sopped up real well. It's still fluid enough to where I should be able to have these have this resin, you know, go nicely into the mold. There's a big chunk there. I don't know what that is, but see how the clears disappear? So we will mainly have some colorful pieces show up. That's the exciting part. You never know what you're gonna get. But I see a lot of pinks in there. I thought I had more blue pieces, but that's okay. Now this paw here, let's just pull it all over. I'm gonna move those a second. This was the red to gold to orange, I believe. It's not as pink as I was hoping. I was thinking more of a, you know, baby pink, but let's just get some of this in here. I'm going to pack it in fairly well. I'm sure there'll be bubbles. Like I said, if those sink, that's all good and fine. Ooh, I see ribbon, a few sequins. I accidentally ordered sequins not too long ago when I thought they were, what did I think they were? Oh, I thought they were rolls of the cup chain, which is the little diamonds on chain, and I really am enjoying some of that. I'll have to share with you some pieces I've been up to. And of course these colors won't, ooh, there's a hard chunk right there. These colors won't show under the pads. Let's see if it can find its way to the edges. That's the trickiest part of these jar molds, is being sure you get resin under the edges. Let's just let that settle itself for a moment. Let's go to this one. And I use scissors or my wire nippers to cut these pieces. It's easier when they're soft. Sometimes I don't get to it though, so if they're hard, I use my bigger wire nippers just to cut these pieces down. And I don't mind. I'd rather not waste. That blue is going to show up nicely with the clear, I think. There's some rubber bands. See that yellow right there? Those are, I had a bag of rubber bands and they were just hard as could be. So I just broke them into pieces and threw them in there. And I don't know if that's a hair, because you know I do have, I bet that is a hair. Or is that a resin piece? I think it's a resin piece. But normally With all my kitty cats, there's always hair. Now I'm going to get a micro brush and push this into the edges. There's a big piece of white something. That's not attractive. I might have to take some of this out, but let's go around the edges real quick. These micro brushes, oh, I love them. I have everything that I use aside from, you know, my scraps and that inside my Amazon storefront, which is listed below. I've tried to categorize everything that I use, and I get a little kickback if you happen to go to my storefront and order anything off of Amazon. It doesn't have to be from my storefront, but once you get in there, browse, look for what you're looking for, and if you purchase from entering in my page, I get a little kickback, which really is helpful. It's not much, but it does help. Now I'll probably have to sand some of this lumpy bit down on the, you know, the back side. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's a big old Christmas bauble. Don't need you. But bubbles are surfacing. We'll just go ahead and let that happen. And I think I have just enough in there. There's a bubble. Get you out. Big one. Big one. Make sure we get under all of that. You can see the bubbles actually with the white or frosted molds like this. You can usually see them underneath your rims. But just to be safe, because what's really awful is when you demold a beautiful jar and you've got a big hole in the lip of the lid. You know, you can fix it with UV, but who wants to bother with that if you can avoid it? And sometimes, you know, it just can't be avoided. See, there's a big one right there. I see you. Get out. Just pull it out. It's going to make another one, maybe not. See, it happens, but I could be mistaken. It could be a piece of scrap resin, but we'll just let that one work out. And if I can see from the top, I can always go in with my tweezers and pull some of these out. But I think we're going to be okay. However, just that one little move brought a bubble into that rim. Okay, I'm going to go over that with my heat gun as they start to surface. And I should have let my resin wait. You know, some artists let their resin set for 5 minutes. I tend to just keep going and try not to worry about it, or I'm just impatient that way. This looks pretty good, but I do have too much in here. Now I'll let this cure overnight. I'm not going to put it on a heating pad or anything like that. Just going to let it do its thing naturally, and I'm going to get a spoon here and try to get some of this out. It's too lumpy. This is going to be tricky too on the edges of the molds, trying to avoid bubbles. Let's just pat that down, double check it. Most of the clear is going to the edges. I don't see any possible bubbles. Just in case, I'll keep watching it. Oh, however, see some there. All right, I'm going to take a look sideways and see if there's much sticking out. There really isn't. So I think we're all right. That one looks good. Just pat some of those down. Okay. Now, I'm going to push this over, and we're going to go get the rest of that in here. So, I don't know how much that has used. But once I'm done, now I learned this from Julie. This is getting warm already. The bubbles have disappeared. I think I'm just going to add a little more because, gosh, will we use it all? I don't know if we'll use it all. Should I save that? I don't know what I'd fill with that. My little mushrooms with clear. Oh, heck, let's just go, Billie. Just do it. We'll find something if I have to. Put all of that in there. Now I'm going to get the scraps in. Can you see me? I'm probably out of frame. And my hand's in the way with my big old gloves. I have some black gloves, but they're too small. Once I get them on, I can't get them off. So even though these are a little big, makes no mind. Okay. Get most of that out. I'm going to spray some ibuprofen alcohol in this container and then wipe it out when we're done. Okay. Put that out of their way. I'm going to squirt some alcohol into it. And here we go. Let's put some more in. Whoa. Look at all that. Oh, there's a big rubber band chunk. I'll avoid that. Look at the bottom. Oh, look at the blue at the bottom. Look at, there we go. There's the blue. Thought I had more blue in here. Alright, let's see what we have. Boy, that's warming up quickly. Didn't anticipate that happening. And I still want it fluidy enough. When I did the rabbit last Easter, I did put a tint of green in the scraps, so it's very pretty. You might look that up in my video. I have playlists made now, so it should be easier for you to find what you might be looking for. Alright, I'm going to add, I have a little bit of clear glue left in this jar, so we don't need much. If I can just get a little dot in there, just a little dot. Look at this jar, seen its day, hasn't it? Just one little drop. Boy, that's all we need. Okay. And that should prevent everything from sinking to the bottom, which will be the top. And this is really getting warm. I don't understand it. Ooh, look at those colors. All right, Billie, quit dilly-dallying, but can you tell? It's hard to tell that it did get gooier. All right, let's just do it. I guess I'll play with it later or in a minute. Oh, I'm going to have more than I could ever need, I'm sure. I don't know if I can open those up a little bit. Ooh, big glob. Open that up. Let's go to the other one real quick. We'll take turns. Oh, look at those colors in there. This is going to be pretty. Or, too ugly, it's cute. Is that how it goes? We've got to hurry now. Let's get in there. How am I going to do it? Just push. Push and pull. Because of the glue, it's thicker. Really squish it in there. Some pieces are rather too chunky, like that big pink piece. That, I believe, is clay. Could be clay. Help it along. Oh, there we go. Help it get settled in. So this is just a matter of trying to get it in there. And I'm going to take a stick and try to avoid some bubbles. Let's help this one along again. Get in there. A little pad. I love this mold, from the looks of it anyway. Let's see what we end up with. There's a chunk. We'll leave that on the bottom. Oh, you know what I tried once? Don't do it. Just don't do it. I thought, oh, you know, I can take this little coffee grinder and grind up some, you know, resin pieces. Don't do it. I burnt the motor out. It started smoking. I thought, oh, well, shoot, that wasn't strong enough. Let's get some more, and I'm going to go find a mold. I'm going to have to find another mold, aren't I? Let's see, what do I have? I'm trying to think. What could I use? All right, I won't hold you up. I'm going to keep playing with this. Go down the sides with my stick. I'll give it a squidgy widgy like Mr. Steve would say. Is that too much? Could be. All right. I'll be playing with it, just squeezing, trying to get it all settled in. And I'm going to quickly go look for another mold. I'll see what I can find and surprise you when these are set up, okay? Let me play on this side. Ooh. If it wasn't resin, I'd like to just stick my fingers in it. Where's that rubber band? Let's get rid of it. Is that a rubber? Yep. Huh. Any little thing will work. Throw you in there. Why not? Squeeze. Squeeze. All right. I'm going to stop this recording. Go find something. You know, I questioned myself thinking 8 ounces. I thought, no, that won't be enough. But I'm going to go. I've probably got, gosh, 4 ounces left. I will see you when these are set up. Take good care, everyone. Have the great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you in the morning. Bye. Well, these are all cured now. It is the next day. Let's demold. Shall we start with the paw prints? Let's see, which color is this? This is the pink. Now, They're a bit rough on this area here, but I will sand that down. And I'm looking and hoping we don't have any big bubbles. Oh, just as I said that, there's one bubble hole right there by my nail. I will have to UV that. Disappointing, but that's okay. I want to see what, oh, there's several. I did play around with it quite a bit, so maybe I buggered things up. Look at that. Oh, I like that. But you can see the bumps. Still a bit soft. But we're going to be all right. Love it. Let's go with the blue one. Now these micas, even with the clear behind them, they are various colors. You can see that in there, the gold and the pink. Okay, let's see. Let's hope we don't have any holes on this one, do we? Oh, maybe not. It's a bubble, but it's not come through. Now the blue is different because, well, actually, they're a bit translucent, aren't they? You can still see the underneath, the pieces underneath. But I thought that's really pretty. Quite a bit of different things inside. Okay, Billy, let's go on to the bowls themselves, or the jars themselves. See what we have. Aside from cleaning these up, I really don't know what I can do, you know, a little extra on. This is just a simple pour using my resin scraps. Happy with that. See what these look like. I do have a shadow in here in the lighting. I apologize for that. But let's see what this one looks like. It's coming out nicely. Don't even need to put any alcohol in there. Oh, I like that. Oh, can you see? Look how pretty. You can see every little thing in there. Sequins. There's a rubber band. More rubber band pieces. Ribbon. Bottom is a little rough. I'll go around the edges. I don't need to deburr anything. I just need to sand. And then when I'm done sanding, I'm going to put some polyurethane, my varnish, on the bottom here. And that will bring the shine right back. But that's very pretty. How do they work? Oh, fits nice. Fits nice. Well, that's very cute. Very cute. I said I'm not going to leave that on there. We don't want to leave that on there. We'll never get it off. We'll let them set up. Still a bit soft, this one. So, whoop. And I'll just continue to save my little scraps and pieces. I did have extra resin, so let me show you what I did with the extra resin here in a moment. Bring that out. You know, the edges are great on this one. Let's hope they're the same on this one. Oh yeah, no problems there. No bubbles. No chips. And see how this one works. Oh, nice. Very nice. So I honestly don't see what else I need to do to, you know, embellish these at all. I think they're just beautiful the way they are. But let's remove the lids. Put those aside. Now, with the extra resin and scraps, I thought, well, let's do the rabbit. I did the rabbit again. However, I had to make up 4 more ounces to fill it. Now I see quite a few little bubbles on the side. It was tacky, the first layer, because, you know, I was worried about a flash cure. This is just regular resin. And it's quite a few bubbles. I played around with it. I realized I didn't have to pour so deep, but I'm just hoping it all went into the ears and the tail. So let's start with the bum. Let's get the bum out and the rest of it. So the first layer was tacky. I just kind of poked around in it and then poured the second layer, and obviously we did not have a flash cure, so that's good. Oh, looky. Oh, the ears look great. Ears look really good. I'll have to put this one with the other one that I did. That looks really good. I'll go sand this down. Trim it up. I'm going to paint the eyes in and the nose. So let me get these all cleaned up first. I'll come back to you and we'll finish them up. See, like I said, this ridge doesn't even need to be there. So I don't think you have to pour a lot of bubbles in the tail. UV will fix that. We'll have to put some UV on there. Finish those up. So there we have it. I'll clean them up. We'll come back and do some eyes. And then this little project is done. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, hello everyone. Now I was able to clean these up best I could. What I did was trim down the edges. I had a lot of bubbles, so I went ahead and I UV'd the edge of both the paw jars here. I still feel rough spots. I could have just went, you know, on the sanding belt and evened it out, but I didn't. So what I want to do for sure is put some these little buffers on the bottom of these so they don't scratch a countertop or tabletop. And let me just see here. I've got my tweezers, and I do like to add a little glue, and I think I'll just go top to bottom, side to side. So let's get a few of these out. Now I did get a big batch of these from Amazon. I'll put the link in for you. Stick it to me. It does have adhesive on it, but we're going to go ahead and add a little dollop of glue just to be sure they stick. Won't take much. I don't want this oozing out the sides because this B7000 tends to get tricky if you have it ooze out. The E6000 works a little better as far as that, you know, the fact that you can just peel the excess glue off, and I don't think that's centered. Let's move that over. Just, I'm eyeballing it here. So let's get these down. Let's go right in the center of that little lip there. I'll just feel better about it. Doesn't scratch, and we can go right into this curve here. I think that'll work. Get off the edge there. And one more. We do both of these. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing well. I'm still behind on a lot of different things, but you know, that's par for the course. I don't think I'm alone in that aspect of life. But I do get behind or put too much on my plate and then try to play catch up later. Oh, there is a bump right there. What is that? I just smeared glue. Get a little alcohol on that. There's a bump. So that's not going to sit flat. Let's see if I can't scrape that off. I don't think pliers will work, so I've got an X-Acto here. I can see that bubble. Let's get that off. Well, it's not a bubble, just a lump. Let's flatten that out. I didn't notice it when I was sanding. I think that's better. Okay, now it should lay flat, and we'll just cover that up like so. There we go. Finish this one. I hope I'm in frame. Please pardon the glare if there is any. Come on, you. I wish these containers were like, you know, toothpaste. Some kind of foil you could fold up, roll up, and instead of having to squeeze from the top down. And these won't be seen, I don't believe. If so, not by much. Let's get over here. And the last one. So I'll put all the links of everything in my description box down below. If you hit the where it says more, I'm sure you've seen that on the page, and then just go down to my description. I have quite a few discount codes also there. I'm happy with that. Now let's look at the bunny. I'm going to set those down. Can't really see them. Oh, you can barely see them, so that's good. I'm going to let those dry. Let's get to the bunny. I went ahead and I sanded the whole bottom. You know, it had that lip about a quarter of an inch. You really don't need it. So I just went ahead and sanded that down. It's pretty smooth. I'm not going to worry about bumpers, but I do want to highlight the eyes and the ears. So if I look closely, I can see I might have to do white. I guess I'll have to get some white. So wasn't thinking about that. I have white paint. I think I'm going to grab a white marker. So let me pause you just a second here. Okay, I have two white pens here. One is a Sharpie, but it's got a bit of a blunt tip. This one was a Temu white permanent marker, and I'm wearing the tip off of that. But let's try this one first, and I'm going to do the entire outline of the eye. If you look closely, they're pretty good sized eyes here. So I want to make sure I get the inside of the eye there. Now, is that going to be big enough? I think so. Just need it on the outside for now. Let's go here. Oh, this one's harder to see, but let's try it. Ooh, it's a hard one to see. I think I'm close. Oh, where is the indent? For goodness sakes, Billie, can you not really see that? No, I'm having a hard time. Try to follow the shape of the moles. Didn't have to do the whole inside. Let me see if I can scratch that off a little bit. I think that's about right. Let's get a little better outline here. I think I can see, okay, there's the little corner I wanted. And around. Might as well check that corner. I think I'm good there. Oop, a little too much. So let me try to get that off where I don't want it. Let me try a little alcohol on the micro brush here. See if I can't do that. That one's just a little speck. Okay. That off. This one is down here. Oh, that works good. Okay. And get a little out of there. Might have took too much off. Go right in there. Whoops, smudge it, Billie. Let's get that off there. We don't want to smudge. Well, I really messed that up a little bit, didn't I? Let's try a Q-tip. A lot of bubbles in the bottom of this rabbit. I have to say, I could have done a little better job. Too much there, maybe. I'll let that dry, and we're going to go in with a brown marker. Okay, what else I have here are these metallic pens. These are not, I believe they're acrylic. Doesn't say, but there's some very pretty acrylics. And what I want to do with this bunny is do the inside of the ears. So the last bunny I did with a hint of green in the resin, I believe I did pink ears, and I used polyurethane and micas. But let's see if I can't get in and highlight this with this pretty, pretty blue. It's a metallic. Look at that. Can you? So I'm just going to follow my mold. Get that. The outer rim. I can't see strokes, so that's good. Might have to do a second coat, but we'll do this and let it dry. Just follow that curve. This is a beautiful mold. Okay, look at that. How nice that goes on. That is really beautiful. Hopefully it'll pick up some of the blues inside the resin there. Oh, a few streaks. You come back to that. Let's do this one. Go up and around. Now, does it go to the point? May. It does. So we'll have to put a little more of a point on the other one. Like that. Oh, so pretty. That is just pretty as all can be, isn't it? This blue. Oh, I love it. Color that in. It's very metallic. See, a little gap there. I missed a place right there. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 coats. Let me get right out to the tip of this one. Very nice. Okay. I will let that dry, and we'll get back to the eyes and the ears on the bunny. Okay, now looking at these pots, which are really a nice size, I didn't get a very good lip on this pink one here. I mean, it fits, but it does slide a little bit. It locks in, but does slide a little bit, versus the blue one locks in better. See what I mean? I love these, but I want to do more. I want to do more. So I have discovered cup chain diamonds, and I just love the looks of this. This is rather a, what's the word I want? It's got the different colors of the rainbow, not fluorescent. Can't remember what the word is I'm looking for. But I want to go ahead and I want to outline all of these pads just to give it a little something more. I have to be careful it doesn't twist because it wants to lay sideways. And there's one little area here where I don't believe I can get two, you know, the width of the two chains in there together. So I might have to piece this one. So all I'm going to do, and it'll take a bit, is take my B7000, clean that tip off. I abuse this tip, I think. And I'm just going to start the very bottom. I think I can go one whole piece and not have to cut it. So I think I'm going to try to go partially around there. Tweezers come in very handy for this part. And I'm just going to lay it in there. Come on. Lay it down, find the end. It's nice because it takes curves really well. You know, some curves are a little too sharp and you have to cut it. But soft curves, it really goes around nicely. I can't see my glue. I guess it's there. See, it wants to turn up, and we don't want it to turn up. I need more glue there. So I'm going to do this to all the pads. Just make them stand out a little bit. Iridescent, that's the word. It came to me late, but that's the word, iridescent. These are iridescent. And on the pink one, I'm going to use this pink cup chain. And this all came from Temu. I don't remember the cost, but I think 9 rolls of this was $12, I want to say. But let's just go around and finish this one, and then we'll get back to the bunny. I think that makes a nice addition to this. All the way around the edge there. Just do a little at a time because that glue sets up pretty quickly. Just push it in with my tweezers, take that little curve and around. Oh yes, that's what it needed. Now you don't have to do this. I'm sure you could take like a silver marker, would be really pretty around the pads, or you could just go around the outside or leave it as it is. I think this just adds right to it. I'm starting to really appreciate glitter and shiny things. Something I really wasn't into most of my life, but I do like this. I kind of got away from that. Let's go around here. Look how nicely that goes around there. You can pull it, straighten it out a little bit, because they can contract or expand some. That, and from here I'm going to try to see where to cut this. So if I measure that around, stretch it a little. That might leave a little gap, but I don't think it will. Let's try it. Right about, well, I should add one extra. We can push it in if we must. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go right there. So lift that up, take my little nippers here, and cut. Now, we'll finish this off. Oh, it dried there. I better go back a little bit. I pulled it up too far. I'm going to try not to get glue elsewhere. Like I said, it'll show up. Get my tweezers. Come on. I didn't need that extra one, but I'm putting it in there. There. So you can't really see where it joins, but isn't that lovely? I hope you like that. So I will get back to those off camera. And let's look at our bunny. Let's see. Yes, I can do a few more. It's still a little sticky. I'm going to go over that blue a little bit. Ooh, there's a blue piece right there. Matches. I'm going to go over this just a little bit. Second coat. Make sure I cover all that up. Get in as close as I can. Oh, I like that so much. Pull that tip back a little. Let's see here. I'm probably all of the way around, all over the place with this camera. I apologize. Very pretty. Look at that. It goes on nice. I might put a little polyurethane on top of that, just the blue part, to make sure it doesn't chip off. I thought about mixing micas. Did I say that? I think I said that. I thought, no, I have these beautiful pens. I'm moving that around there, so it might take another coat on one little spot there. But this bunny is going to have blue ear accents. And while I've got the blue, I'm going to do just a tiny, tiny nose. Cute button nose here. I'm not going to worry about the lines around the mouth. Just going to give it a little blue button nose. Across the top. Oh, that's sweet. That is so sweet. We had bunnies here when the kids were growing up. Okay, there's our little nose. Maybe get that little piece off of there. Don't smudge it, Billy. You just did. I'll clean that up. Better do it while it's wet, eh? Let's get in. Pardon me, huh? Don't mean to be scratching. Dry skin, winter skin. Winter dry skin. Well, let's see. I did get a little carried away on the nose right there. That works. It's got cute little puffy cheeks. The whiskers are actually on there too. I'm just going to go with the nose. Okay, now I did get a brown Sharpie. Let's make sure this is dry. And I'm going to try to just make a big round circle. You know, our bunnies have big brown eyes, don't they? Oh, they have the pink eyes too for the albinos, but we'll do brown here. I think I've put those fake eyes in a mold once, if that, but I think I just as soon paint them in myself. Just need to make sure you have your, let me cover the white up there, go around, try to follow the mold. Might have too much white. Let's just cover that brown. Or cover that white, I mean. Don't go out on me now, brown pen. Please. Whoops, Billie's getting sloppy. Okay, there's our brown. I think that's round enough. Just want to get the whites of his eyes in the corners, like that. We'll go right out. If I can get the pen there, yeah, we'll go right out, like that. There we go. I think that looks good. I'll do the same here. All the way up across that white there. Leave us a little white at the back side of the eye. Bring that right around here. Color that in. Wipe that off a little bit. If you get white on the tip, just wipe that off. There we go. Pretty close. That one looks a little smaller. Not bad. I did get brown over there. Oh well. Looks pretty solid. Okay, there we go with that. Now, I didn't grab my black paint. Let me grab my black paint, which is, oh, I think it's in just to my left. Is that brown? No, I mean black. Here's black. Here's some black apple barrel. This is just a matte. Doesn't matter. And I think I'm going to try dotting with my dotting tools here. It might be a little simpler if I have a big one. I don't have too many, but ooh, there's a big one. I'm not sure how we'll do, but let's try it. Get a little in the cap. I'm just going to, hope you can see, get a good sized dot on there. And just going to go around, make a black circle. There we go. Oh yeah, this works out good. Don't run on me. There's a bit of a, so I don't want it to run. Oh yes, there we go. Eyes are important. Now, is that a good size? I can still see the brown. Yes. I think that's perfect. So, I'm going to wait till that dries. And I'll do the same with my white. I'm just going to put that dot of life on the eyes. And I'm not going to use a pen. I'm going to use paint and my fine tip dotting pen. Meanwhile, everyone, I'm going to continue decorating I'll put the dot in the eye of the bunny. That looks so good with the blue. I put my finger in it there, didn't I? I did. Good thing I looked. Put my finger right in it. Cover that up. Okay, Billie. Don't do that anymore. So, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to finish these. I will go ahead and take some stills when they're done. And because of that, I'm going to say goodbye, everyone. Take good care. Have a wonderful day. Sending big hugs. Bye-bye.